How's everybody doing today? Doing another unedited video, one shot, and by the title you already know what it's about. So I like to invest. I've always invested for a couple of years now. I thought it was something really cool to get into stocks, and I've lost money and I've made a lot of money. And since I have cash just sitting by itself, basically, I've always been told that you should make your money work for you. Don't just leave it sitting in a savings account, because today's age, you're not going to make any money off of that. So a little while ago, I owned Apple stock, and it was doing really good. I made a lot of money off of it, and but because I like to see green, when it started going red and we went to a recession and then we started getting into the COVID situation, it just tanked. And nobody likes to lose money, and I panicked and I got like pretty much scared, and I sold it all. Pretty much sold everything I had. I had all kinds of different stocks and things like that. So I took a couple losses, but for the most part, it was a learning experience. But what sucked is basically if I would have kept what I had, all the shares that I had, I would have made a crap load of money. So at the time, it was about $175 to $180 a share. And about last week, I think it was up to $500 a share, or over 500, before it did its split. So basically, if you haven't noticed, Apple and Tesla has done a stock split. So if you had a certain amount of shares, that basically expanded. So in the long run, I would have made a lot of money. So basically what it's done is it went from over $500 a share back down to the low 120s. So I have cash sitting on the sideline basically, and I've always been told don't let it sit on the sideline. So you buy low, sell high. So I spent $10,000, put it back into Apple stock. So if it can get back up to that 500 mark, a little bit of math, that's over $50,000. So it's pretty cool. And I wanted to do it this time because basically we're in like a super cycle with Apple. So I'm very still into like the early stages of stocks. I don't know all the gists about everything. All I know is, what makes money. So to me, Apple is, well, first off, there's never a surefire bet with stocks. But to me, Apple is the most surefire that you can look at a stock. It's gone through market ups and downs. It's gone through, to me, it's almost like recession proof. Even though it goes down, it's still through our little recession that we've had, or maybe still in, it still goes up. We've had the COVID situation where all stocks tanked, but it still was able to outweather the storm and continue upwards. So, and we're still in COVID, and it's still trending up. So the reason I wanted to do it now, one, because the stock is super low. But for the most part, basically, we're in that super cycle right now with Apple. They're about to unveil the new iPhone. They're about to unveil the new iPhone with 5G, which is huge. The rumors are that they're possibly going to unveil a new Apple Watch. And I mean, just to show you, so far Apple today, it's already gained, at this time, it's already gained almost another $5 a share. So it split, and it's at right now $4.69 plus. So that's pretty good. I'm already making money. But yeah, we're in the super cycle. Also, the cool thing about Apple is the price changes just on rumors. They can just like send out a tweet, or you can hear something and the stock can go either up or down. And even when it goes down, it's not a bad thing, because if you look at the history of Apple, the last 5 years, 10 years, the last 30 years, I think that's about as far back as it goes. But Apple is always in the trajectory of upwards. It's not a stock that stays down. It also has, I think, around $300 billion in cash. It could be off by a little bit, but I think they just have that just sitting there. So anything that they acquire, the stock rises. Again, even with like lawsuits, the stock might go down a little bit, but then it shoots right back up in like twice that. So that's what's cool about Apple. That's what I like about Apple. It is, to me, one of the biggest brands. Obviously, its market cap is over $2 trillion, but it's one of the biggest brands that where basically anything that is thrown its way, it continues to climb. So if there's any advice from me to you or whoever is watching this, if you have money sitting on the sideline, put it to work. And I suggest to invest it into Apple, especially soon when you can get it for just like $130 a share. I think right now, by the end of the day, I think it will close probably around close to $130 a share. Also, what I've been doing and what I've always been doing is I opened another retirement thing. So I've throughout the years I've have learned that now you need to start saving, obviously. So I have multiple retirement things that I've set up at a super young age. I invest into my company that I'm with, their retirement. So anything that I put in, they match it dollar for dollar. So I have a retirement through John Hancock. I also have a plethora of mutual funds, which a lot of people don't really like mutual funds, but some people do. I like them. I have a good amount of retirement into American mutual funds, which is really cool. I also have, what else do I have? Oh, I just recently, about a week or two ago, I opened a new thing through Fidelity. That's my main kicker is Fidelity. I love Fidelity. Super easy to work with. We have a Fidelity center in the city, so it's really cool. But I opened up one through Fidelity. So I have like 3 things working for me. Right now, I have them all projected to a really strong and, market style. So, the volatility could go up and down really quickly. The gains are great. The negatives are crap. So, the volatility is really high. But that's my way of wanting to earn the money. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, and I think it'll work out that Apple, if I just stick with it for a while, I just keep buying on the lows and I just keep accumulating stock with them. I think my next biggest purchase that I'm probably going to do, I think I'm going to go back with Microsoft. I had a bunch of Microsoft and I'm hoping they're really high. Again, I sold so many stocks when I was just scared as hell that we were going to go into a recession. I was going to lose all kinds of money and I was going to lose thousands and thousands of dollars. And I was like, fuck, I don't want to do that. So I sold everything basically, which is stupid. I made a lot of money, but I still also lost a lot of money. So basically what I'm going to do is I want to get back into Microsoft, but it's really high right now. And, but yeah, so there's that. Get Apple. Don't let your money stick on the sidelines. I get messages all the time through Instagram from people that want me to invest and like, hey, check out my product, or hey, if you post this on your Instagram, do you want to be an ambassador, and all kinds of stuff like that. I've had to learn to navigate the waters, I guess. So basically my suggestion with that little ramble is do a lot of research. Don't just do what I've did in the past and just like look at people's stuff and like how they do it. That works a little bit, watch some YouTubers, watch some Instagram people. Some people do have some really good things, but they're also getting sponsorships and they also have a good bankroll behind them. So I've had to be able to separate reality from, bullshit. So, I've been able to communicate with some people that have given me really good tips. But if people are, wanting you to do a whole bunch of stuff, like you have to be really careful with that. But with all that being said, I also, a part of this, I have some goals that I want to do going into the rest of 2020 and into 2021. There's 2 main things that I want to do. The first thing, and to me, what goals are something that is attainable and something that you really think you're going to accomplish. And I believe it. I'm putting all my positive energy in the universe. So if it's my goals, if you know me, are always attainable. And I shoot for my goals and make sure I accomplish them. So first goal going into 2021 is I'm going to buy a new 2021 Ford F-150. I saw the premiere. They're freaking awesome. So I'm going to buy a new truck, and that's just what I'm gonna do. I don't know what kind I'm gonna get yet, but I'm really pumped and I want one really bad. So what I want is what I'm gonna get. Also, number two is I am really setting my mind to it that I'm going to outright just buy a house. Um, I think it's a good investment. Obviously, everybody wants the American dream, and one of that part of it is to buy a house. So I basically have a lot of cash just sitting on the sideline. So the 10 grand that I put into Apple, that's just going to sit there and that's going to work itself, through the next couple of months and to the next couple of years. But I also, I'm going to buy a house. I had all this money that was just sitting there because I wanted to open a business. I even wanted to go and open a gym with some people, but things have unfortunately changed, and I can still do all those things. But to me, what is obtainable, what's like right in the moment, is I'm going to buy a house and I'm going to buy a new 2021 F-150. So Ford, thank you so much for having a freaking awesome truck coming out. And the house, I'm not sure. I've been doing a lot of just a lot of searching and stuff like that. Talked to a couple realtors, went on a couple like COVID open houses, which are super weird because you still have to wear a mask, but most of it's like virtual. Sometimes you can go to it. I don't know, just the procedures are crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much what I want to do. Short and sweet type of video. Again, I like to make these videos unedited. Straight from the heart, right to you. If I screw up, I screw up. It's whatever. But yeah, so investment tips. Do some of your own research because you have to expand your own knowledge on stocks because you can lose a lot of money. But you can gain a lot of money too. But on top of that, if you do happen to follow people and if you do seek advice, one, talk to an actual brokerage person or go to, Fidelity or any of the other people that are out there. I just shoot out Fidelity because I love Fidelity. They're super easy to work with. But also, just be careful. Don't just follow somebody and be like, oh, well, they made that much money, so I can make that much money. You're probably not going to make that much money. It's just the way it works. It's trial by fire. So you'll learn. But the second suggestion is, doesn't matter how old you are, open up a retirement account and just put money into it. Whether it's $1 a day, $5 a week, $100 a month, whatever it is, make sure that all, it works for you. Put something in there to make it work, to make it accumulate. Because savings and bonds and all that, they're not going to make you a lot of money. And if anything, bonds are the safe route. What I can do, at least with my retirement things that I have, and even some of the mutual and ETFs and everything that I have sitting on the sideline, at least I can play with it and I can fluctuate it, especially with the retirement stuff. The ETF and mutual funds, I can buy and sell and do whatever I want, even with stocks. But the retirement stuff, at least I can change how aggressive I want to be. Right now, they're all set to aggressiveness. And with that aggressiveness, there's a lot of stocks in them. And right now, at least the stocks that I put is a lot towards the tech sector because the tech sector is really high on its, on the money that you can make. And yeah, it can go down pretty bad, but everything is good. I get Microsoft, Amazon, I have some of that, and Apple. Now I've gone back into individual stocks, like I've just said, and Apple is what I'm going to start with. And I might invest some more into it. So those are the little spiel I have. Sorry about the rant. It's an exciting thing, though, especially during COVID and all kinds of other things that are going on. Also, real quick, last thing about Apple. Apple's gone through all kinds of presidential elections. My opinion, you don't have to take my word on it, but my opinion, I think that Apple, yeah, it might fluctuate a little bit depending on who wins the election. I would really say that Apple's probably going to be election proof. I could be completely wrong, but I don't see it really affecting that bad. I see it jumping severely higher when they have their announcement, hopefully next month in September with whatever new phones can come out. But I really don't think that whether Trump wins or whether Biden wins or whether Kanye West wins on some random third party amazing thing that might happen. But no, either Trump or Biden, I don't think it's going to really affect it that bad. I think Apple's going to continue to go up. So, anyways, you all have a great day. Invest. Don't let your money sit on the sideline. And yeah, see you soon.